Hi there, this is Jian from Spokane Public Library again. Welcome back to Ask a Plant Doctor. Pruning with Tim. Tim, what are we pruning today?
Well, today I thought I'd show the proper pruning cut. We have this is a cherry shrub, a western sand cherry. It's about to bloom. Normally I'd let it bloom, but we need to make a cut here, and that's because this is hanging out over the sidewalk. So I wanted to show the proper pruning cut, and it's actually a 3-part process.
And
so go ahead.
Is it always better to prune before it starts to bud?
It's better because it's just better that we don't open a wound in the plant just at this time when maybe diseases and insects are flying around.
Right, and also you want them once they get ready to bud, to flower, you want all the energy to go to flowering instead of taking care of them.
Absolutely, yes,
okay.
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
let's see.
we have what we're going to do is we're going to take this branch off all the way back here.
And that's because it's in the way.
It's in the way, and also if we cut this out of the way, we've got lots of new stems coming down here. That's going to be just fine. It will fill in, but this one's kind of sticking out over the sidewalk. So there's 3 parts to this cut, and we call them the undercut, the through cut, and the finish cut. So I'll show you first the undercut, and what we're doing here is we're just making a little cut in the stem. We don't want to cut other stems.
Undercut meaning cutting from under.
Yes, and all I'm doing is just cutting a little bit. The reason that I'm doing that is that sometimes when we prune, the bark starts to peel off, and if I make that cut there, I'm stopping the bark from cutting and maybe leaving a wound on this stem that we want to leave. So I made the undercut. It's only about 25% of the branch that I cut. Now I'm going to make the through cut, and I'm making that up the branch from where the undercut was. I'm going to do this left-handed.
So you cut it slightly higher?
Yes, slightly higher. And this one I'm going to remove the whole branch.
Okay.
And when this falls, I want to make sure that if any bark peels off, it doesn't injure the part that's left.
I see. So the purpose of the undercut is to stop the bark from peeling into places you do not want it to peel into.
Right.
To injure the tree.
Just like that. So you see how part of the...
Can you zoom in on the undercut? The purpose of that?
So the undercut is this cut right there, right next to my finger. And when that bark peeled off, when that branch fell, it got to there, and then we had already cut it, so it just fell off.
So it stopped right where we wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we want to make the last cut, the finish cut, and that's the one that's we want to make a nice clean cut because this is the one that's going to be left there. So I'm going to look at my branch, and I'm going to prune outside. I don't want to do any damage to the stem I'm leaving, so I'm going to start. Here we go. Just going to make a cut right here. I want to stay away from other branches, and I don't want to rush. Thank you. There we go.
Oh, beautiful. That's
Right.
a perfect cut.
And you can tell here in the spring, actually most of the year, but in the spring it's especially red color that's in the...
really pretty.
Yeah.
Well, how did it get that color?
Well, that's just part of how these trees grow. I think the scientific answer might be anthocyanins, but...
See, I told you he knows everything. Now, are you going to do something to this plant?
So this one, see how this one is weaving through all our larger branches? I'm going to take this one all the way off because it's crossing and rubbing. I'm just going to take it back down to the ground like this and completely out. Now the advantage of pruning just as the flowers are starting to come out, we might take some of these inside and make a flower arrangement.
Oh, that would be really pretty. That would be really pretty. Now, I noticed that you had very good control on your hand when you were taking this from the bottom to take care not to have your saw accidentally go into this branch.
Absolutely. We want to avoid other wounds if we can. If we make a mistake, chances are everything's going to be just fine. But I like to be as careful as I can and try not to create any of those wounds.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, perfect. Any other tips?
I think that, whenever you're making a cut, whenever you have to use a saw, if it's a big enough cut for a saw, use that 3-cut process. Undercut, through cut, finish cut.
Undercut, through cut, finish cut.
Exactly.
3 process to a branch. Remember that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay tuned for some more tips for the next episode.